You maybe want to find some shelter. Out of Date says there'll be consequences of the war, but there are more pressing matters at hand. The last World Eater has been left undisturbed with the tree while you focused on the war. He thought someone with your light perspective and key would have had different priorities and faced the World Eaters before resolving the tribe war. Regardless, Out of Date is grateful the tribe war is over. Out of Date understands the road has been rough, but you already know what's left to end this journey, and it'll be tough. You're the only one that's strong enough to face the last World Eater. The future depends on someone with a light perspective to give the world a chance to survive. Only time will tell what the future holds, and if it will bring a lasting peace for those that make it to the end. Out of Date says the word about what you've done so far is spreading. The tribes haven't lost hope yet. He appreciates what you've done so far, but unfortunately he's had urgent news from his friend Whiz in the northwest. He's unsure about your intentions, but hopes you'll support Whiz. He says he'll point you in the right direction, but finding Whiz and making sure he gets what he needs is up to you. That doesn't sound good. Out of Date's hunch is real. The Merc Puff is up next. Out of Date says that Whiz is worried now that the Northwest World Eater is stepping up its activity. He explains that Whiz is working on an undersurf vessel in order to get to the World Eater, but needs help to get it done. Out of Date suggests that you should head northwest as fast as possible and see what you can do to help. He's happy to help. Says goodbye to you. How far does this underplace go on? Just ignore trouble till it clocks you in the head. That there's the GUPPYHUT. Might be some gill-catching gear in there. Find us a sunset to ride into. Hold on to that. The SURGESURF factory. Keep your eye out for Whiz while you're here. Let's see. Whiz isn't easy on the tongue, but I think he says he's happy to see a friendly face. Not too many of those around these days. Says it's good to see you again. He's Whiz. You might remember him from the old days when he let you try his octopod. Whiz remembers you were such a cheery kid, and he's glad to see that light hasn't faded from you, despite the years. But Whiz understands it was a long time ago, and memories get murkier the deeper you go. But says he set up camp at the foot of the Tree of Life. It's gotten more difficult for it to find defenseless prey, as it's already eaten most of them. Whiz says our memory keeps things for us, preserves them until we are ready to face them again. He knows you've returned to face Lupa Lupin, and that confrontation is as inevitable as the tides. He's not surprised that the loss of your family could plunge you into the depths forever, but you've always been able to rise like a bubble to the surface, no matter what. He knows that though the tides of history may push you in one direction, you can always lay your own course. He feels you've deserved revenge because of how you were wronged. You've suffered enough to make him pay.
Now you're getting into the dark groove. That's not a groove, it's a rut.
And what's wrong with ruts? I love ruts.
Groove, rut, whatever. You can still escape it.
Escape it? No way. Enjoy it.
Asks if you ever think about freedom and whether any of us really has it. Did you make the decisions that brought you here?
None.
Maybe that's true for you, but he's not so sure about his own fate. Amazed the world is going to continue on, but happy to hear it. Still so many things to invent. Impressed that you fought so hard to keep the world spinning. Thinks you were smart to join with the Myriad. They have a rainbow of ways to approach any problem. Says they're unified in the ways that matter. But that's not nearly as important as this. Whiz says that you should let the past dwell in the depths. But there's something else down there too, gnawing at the tree of life. He's named it the Merc Puff. This is why he's Tinkertonkering with the octopod. But the lid got stuck, so he needs a big enough tug twister to open it up and let you a-go-in. He can't leave the surge station, so you must help him find a tug twister. There's a Getting that tool will help turn around the situation for sure. It'll definitely help him unshut the hatch. The end is coming to the world, and everything else. Look at the notices on that board. No one paid much attention to them, it looks like. Whiz should be around here somewhere, probably taking care of his guppos. A SURGESURF factory was one of the cleaner ways to make power, until the surf turned into goo and clogged it all up, that is. The power comes from turning the movement of the surf into surge sparks. Sometimes science is beyond belief. There are sure to be more tracks around here, maybe by the shore. Light is the best, period. Nice. Some barked wood scrap for you. Impressed you found that, despite all the goo. This place has held power for a long time. In many ways, it still does. Anything that's been ruined can be fixed, but it took a long time to get this bad. It'll take a long time to clean it up, too. Glad you found that track. There's a lot to learn about this world, both here and beyond. Got a good grip on that beastie? Excellent. An old home. Could be something to it. Mush mush. The mount's ears are not handles. You found a bric-brack that's not absolutely flat. Don't want to point a finger, but the MEKASTADIUM is near here. You're here for a reason. It's up to you to figure out what that's more than stuck. Need the right key? You need to loosen the bolts without unsettling it. That's it. The tug twister's loose. Let's hope it turned the grabbing hand into a helping hand, too. You can't really understand your story till it's done. He believed the tug twister would do the trick, but now realizes brute force won't do the trick. He agrees that it's an option if you want to break stuff, but in this case you want to keep things intact, so it won't leak once you get undersurf. He says the lid should open if you sprinkle grease it. Problem is, he's all out. He knows his old friend Chooch. He stresses that you should come back as soon as you've retrieved the grease. Whiz heard he's currently stranded at the end of the line, so